The Sultan of SWAT, the Home Run King. One of baseball's most prolific players, played from 1914 to 1935. His name was Babe Ruth. His career 714 home runs was one of the most remarkable records in all of sports, until Hank Aaron beat it in 1974, ending with 755 by 1976. Baseball fans like to pay close attention to career home runs, as well as how many a player hits in one year. One important feature of a set of data like home runs is getting an idea of what a typical value is. In other words, what is the typical number of home runs Babe Ruth would hit in one year? Statistics that express typical values are measures of central tendency. They represent the center of the data, or, in a way, what the typical value tends to be. The most commonly used measures of central tendency are the mean, the median, and the mode. Let's consider Babe Ruth's yearly numbers of home runs in the last decade of his career. The mean is often referred to as the average value of a data set. To calculate the mean, start by adding all the values. Then divide by the number of values. 405 divided by 10 equals 40.5. Babe Ruth's yearly home run average over the last 10 years of his career was 40.5. That is, if the same number of homers from those 10 years were spread out evenly over those years, the Babe would have hit about 40.5 each year. Another measure of central tendency is the median. The median is the value that lies in the middle of the sorted data set. In this case, in a list of the 10 values from least to greatest, 2 are in the middle because 10 is an even number of values. If one data value were in the middle, that would be the median. If there are 2, the median is the average of these middle values. It so happens that both middle values here are the same, 46. So, the median is 46. That indicates that in any of these years, the Babe was equally likely to hit more than 46 home runs as he was to hit less than 46. A third measure of central tendency is the mode. The mode is the value that occurs most often in a data set. For Babe Ruth's home run figures for these years, the number 46 occurs twice, more than any other number, so the mode is 46. Which statistic, mean, median, or mode, best represents a data set? Typically, the mean makes sense for sets of data that do not have unusual values, far from the rest of the values. One way to check to see if the data includes unusual numbers is to plot the data on a line plot like this. Notice that Babe Ruth's home run totals during his last 10 years include some values relatively far from the others. The lowest value is a 6, Ruth's last year's total, much less than all the other values. This is an outlier. An outlier is a value that differs greatly from the rest of the values. 22, Ruth's second to last year's total, is also unusually low. You can see from the line plot that the mode and median, 46, look typical for most of the data. The mean is 40.5, which is further to the left because the unusually low values have an influence on it. Picking which measure of central tendency to use may depend partly on whether it's appropriate for any outliers to have an influence. If so, the mean is an appropriate measure. To reduce influence from outliers, the median or mode may be more appropriate.